Guys, welcome to another live session for Earthworks Hub. Today I've got a special episode because I'm coming to you live from Brisbane. So hopefully you guys can see in the background there's the bridge and some of the buildings. So I'm on the Brisbane River in one of the hotels here. It's the 7th of July 2024. So thank you to all for joining us tonight. I've got another really good topic for everyone, so you want to hang around. It's going to be based on, and look, basically this trip is a bit of a mix of business and pleasure, and that sort of prompted me to make a topic on work-life balance. So how do we juggle work and life together, work and family? So that's going to be the topic this evening, so you want to make sure that you hang around and listen to that topic, and I'm going to be opening up to you guys after that. But as usual, I will do my regular things. So I'll talk about my week, talk about my projects, and then we'll go on to the topic. All right, and then you guys can ask questions after that. So if you've got any questions, make sure that you try and keep them for a bit later on. Right. So as I said, I am in Brisbane. So hopefully this Wi-Fi holds up. It's been pretty good in the hotel. Better than the Wi-Fi at home, amazingly. So I can imagine how many people are on here at one time, and the Wi-Fi is keeping up. So that's a good sign. So hopefully we have signal the whole way through. I am in Brisbane this week, so I'm doing a bit of a visit with some of my sponsors. We've got a couple of things going on, so keep your eyes peeled for a couple of extra posts coming up soon. I won't reveal too much until afterwards, but yeah, basically I'm here to do a bit of work, and then I thought, why not throw in a bit of holiday, because we've got school holidays in Victoria, so why not bring the family up here in Brisbane and do two things at once. So that way I've got them here with me, they can go do things while I'm doing work stuff, and then we can go do some things together. So we did some of that already this week. We've still got another few days here, so I'm sure I'm going to do a lot more over the next few days. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Thank you to all my sponsors. So I've got Bole, Network Finance, Nexgen Landscapes and Earthworks, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, JR Safety Co, and they've just appeared on here as well. You've probably all seen my post. We also have Godings. So Godings in Rockbank and in Geelong. So they're a major Kubota dealer. Make sure that you guys go onto their website, and if you want to look at any sort of, doesn't have to be just excavators or earthworks things. It can be mowers, slashers, tractors, anything to do with sort of agriculture. They also do that too. So make sure you go to Godings in Rockbank or Geelong and mention Earthworks Hub, and they'll give you a great deal as well. All right. So think about it, is saying put a jumper on, it's freezing. Luckily here in Brisbane it's actually a little bit warmer, so I think it's like 18 degrees at the moment, and it's 8 o'clock at night, so it's not too bad, but it has been a bit chillier during the day, so it's not as hot as I thought it would be, but still I think it's been like 18, 19, 20, 21, so it's been not too bad, better than Melbourne anyway. All right, so thank you to Godings for jumping on as a sponsor and for supporting the Earthworks Hub train. Project Spalding. So even though I've been away, things have been happening there. I've got the front fence and the sliding gates installed. The concreters have finished the crossover. So now all the concreting is basically finished, except for the curbs for the parking area, which will be done next week. And then I had the carpenter come in and start framing the office area. So the office area is probably about 80% finished. I was looking at some photos earlier. 80% finished. He's going to come back next week, finish that off. Then I've got the plasterer booked to come in, all the guys doing the rough-in, so all the plumbers and electricians, and then the windows and that going in as well. So, and the roller door. So there's a lot happening next week. So I'm sort of eager to get back to go in and start working that again. What else was there? I did do some posts this week, so I was a little bit less than usual, but I did a post on a video that I put out, which is a studio tour. So if you're interested in what happens in the background of my studio, so a lot of guys do ask, you know, I mean, what are all those little statues and hats and things in the background? So I thought I'll do a video and show everyone exactly what's in the background there. So I posted that. If you haven't seen it, go to my YouTube channel and you will see all that whole video there. Sorry, I've got guys with messages popping up and this and that, so I'm sort of getting sidetracked, so bear with me. But like I said, anyone that wants to ask questions, make sure that we do that a bit later on. All right, so Project Spalding, so that's the only one that I've really got going at this stage. I've got to go back to that basement job and do a couple of things, but I've got a bit more to go before I go back there. What else? That's it. All right, let's hit the topic, man. I don't want to babble on for too long. The topic is going to be basically what I was saying earlier, work-life balance. How do we juggle the both? So a lot of us have our own businesses. So a lot of us are either owner-operators, or we're guys that own a business or a larger business that have got multiple machines and operators. So we're quite busy running that business, yeah? So a lot of times we're both in the machines, on the tools, and out managing, or sometimes just managing and, you know, having other people, supervisors, work for us if you're lucky enough. But some of us are operators, so they might be just operators in people's machine, different types of machines, or even labourers. So anyone in the earthworks field, basically, I understand how everyone feels, because as an operator or a labourer, you want to do overtime, you want to get extra money, so you end up spending, 12, 14-hour days at work. Plus your travel time, to and from work. So we've got to add that in as well. If you're an owner operator or business owner, you're basically going to be working all day, coming home, doing invoicing, preparing for the next day, getting jobs ready, organising with all your workers who's going to go where. So distributing the work. Then you're going to be quoting. And I remember, man, I used to be there, and I'm still there. Like, I find myself, as my wife says, I go into the cave. So she calls my office the cave. So once I go in there, I'm in there for hours. And basically I just find myself getting stuck in there, doing quotes, ringing up, getting pricing, trying to ask other people for help on some questions and all sorts of things. So you end up doing quotes real late, and before you know it, it's gone. You haven't really seen your family again. Then you're tired because you got to get up early for work again, and you go to bed, and then you just wake up in the morning, and it's just like a cycle. So I know a lot of people here probably can, can see where I'm coming from. We're all in the same boat. So I think trying to work out how to juggle keeping family happy, but also making sure that you're earning enough for the family. It's a hard thing to do, and it can be very, very weighing down on certain people. So, and that's why we have, I think, as well in our field, a lot of anxiety, a lot of people with mental health issues, because we've got those pressures. Yeah, you're trying to keep your family happy. You're trying to keep earning for everyone, to keep everything moving. Trying to earn so the business keeps churning over. So it's not an easy task trying to balance everything. And then as well, if you've got your own business and you're an owner operator, most of the time we'll be doing maintenance after hours as well. So I did a thing on this last week, I think it was, about doing maintenance yourself versus getting a mechanic. And sometimes you might be better off getting a mechanic if doing maintenance is getting in the way of your family time. So it may not be as cost effective. However, sometimes to try and save yourself and your family relationships, you might have to go and do pay someone so that you're not constantly away from the family. And my hat goes off to all the people that do all those fly-in, fly-out jobs. So that's even tougher, because then you're not only away for 12 hours a day, you're away for a week or two at a time. So my hat goes off to all you guys doing fly-in, fly-out. You're doing a good job. If you're doing it longer term, well done. If you've managed and worked out how to balance everything. We spend more time at work than we do with our families. If you really think about it, if you're at work from 8 to 12 hours a day, plus your travel time in between, and then if you're working Saturdays, a lot of people do like to work Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, you're definitely spending more time than what you are with your family. So I think it's important, and I've learned over the years that it's important to try and put in a couple of things to try, and that's what I'm going to give you right now. It's important to try and put in a couple of rules, or try and do a couple of things that can actually help you keep that balance. So I'm going to give you those in a minute. So hang around. And also, it's very easy to become money oriented. So all we think about is money. You know, you got to keep working, got to keep making more, take on every job, you know, and then you start thinking, if I don't take on this job tomorrow, why not get one for another week? So you take it on, then you take the next one. So it can be very easy to get like money oriented and scared to have time off. And then, like I was saying, a lot of us work long hours, come home, have dinner, go back into the study if you've got a business, or sit down, have a meal, have a beer, and then just go to sleep, fall asleep on the couch, and then wake up, do it all again tomorrow. So, yeah, there you go. Someone is saying here, so Ethan King is saying, I'm fly out 2 and 1, good money, and also quality time spent at home with the kids. So that's good. So some people can do it, some people can't. So my hat goes off to you if you've already got like a good routine and system. And Sydney Rockwell is saying, work, eat, sleep, and repeat. And it does. It can feel like that sometimes. We just got to try and work out a good system to try and avoid doing that. All right, so basically what I was going to say is, how many of us have visited our mum or dad recently? How many of you have thought about seeing them and you think, I'll just go tomorrow, or I'll put it off, I'll see him on the weekend? How many times have you said to yourself, I haven't seen Jono for ages, or I haven't seen this guy for ages, I'll see him tomorrow, I'll call him up tomorrow, or I'll call him on the weekend, we'll do something, we'll catch up, and then you don't because you're busy, you're working, then you do something else. And how many times do you say to the kids, hang on, I can't play with you because I'm just doing some paperwork, all right, I'm just on the phone, all right, just give me 5 minutes, I'll be there, 5 minutes, and then you don't end up going. And I'm guilty of doing something like that, you know. Sometimes my kids would come, and especially when I was smaller and I was just starting the business, I'd be like pushing them aside saying, hang on, Dad's just got to get this phone call, hang on, one more phone call, or hang on, I've got to do a couple of emails and then I'll play. And then by the time I go out, they've fallen asleep, or they've gone to bed, and then I'm like, I've missed out again. So I'm going to give you a couple of things. And then I've got a question for you guys. So we're not all perfect. I'm not definitely perfect myself. So I'm going to give a couple of solutions or a couple of pointers to keep in mind. And then I've got a question for you. So I'm going to actually ask you guys for help. So something I've done is, and some people laugh about it, and but a lot of guys that I know that do it actually reckon it's a good thing, is having a date night with your partner. So I know lately I haven't been doing it, but we used to do this more regular. We used to set a regular date night. So my wife and I would either, if we've got kids, give them to someone to babysit for the evening, and go out and just have quality time with your partner. Because a lot of times you come home from work, they're busy, especially if you've got kids, and you're both running around and doing stuff, and you don't actually have your own personal time. So I hear Sydney Rockwell saying, definitely guilty of pushing the kids aside. So give yourself like a date night with your partner. We used to also have, and especially when the kids were a bit younger, we used to have a no phones on Sunday rule. So every Sunday we'd say no phones for the Sunday. So that means from morning till late at night, no phones for anyone. And then we'd say if like I had to do some work stuff to prepare for Monday, I'd say I've got a couple of hours in the evening to set things up after dinner. Or we'd say to the kids, if you're really, really good and we get home and while mum's cooking or something, you've got an hour on your phones, and then that's it. And that worked really well because it also made the kids interact better, and it also gave me time to play with them and be spending my time with them and focusing on them, rather than being having my mind at work but being with them but not actually being present. So being present is a big thing. So you can be there, but if you're on your phone or you're thinking about work, you're not actually being present. Pre-booking your holidays. So it's good now, and my wife's a really good candidate for this. She will pre-book holidays for us. We'll say we're going away and that's it, and then she'll just go ahead and book something, or we talk about it, but basically she'll just say we're going away and then we try and book school holidays, long weekends, and Christmas holidays. We'll try and book things and make sure we go, whether it's caravanning, interstate, overseas, whatever. If it doesn't have to be big, can be camping or whatever, just getting away for a bit so that you're not just work focused. And then it lets you reconnect with everyone in the family. So that's what I would suggest. Also, man, if you've got little kids, what I used to do is I used to love bath time, putting them to bed, because then that was my time, and it'd give my wife a bit of a break. So that was my time to be with the kids. So I'd give them a bath, muck around with them a little bit before bed, let them jump on me and stuff, and then all right, that's it, it's bedtime, and then put them to sleep. And I remember I missed those days. They used to be like really, really cute and go to bed and sleep. And sometimes they used to say, "Dad, are you going to put us to bed?" And that used to make me really think about that, how much that means to them. So things like that, little things, even picking your kids up from school. So if you're finished early for the day, try and get to pick them up from school, because they remember these things. Or if I'm waiting for them before they come out, and their faces as they come around the corner as well, their faces light up when they see Dad waiting for them. Like it's just something different, because they're just used to Mum always being there, So yeah, those little things like dropping them off, picking them up from school, bathing little kids, playing with them, having a bit of, even if you do like little wrestling with them and stuff like that, they'll remember those things. Attending, making sure that you attend their sports or activities. So I always try and make sure that if my kids are playing soccer, for instance, I'll go to their trainings with them, go to their games. And even sometimes I'm taking phone calls while I'm watching them, but they know I'm there. I'm there watching them. I'm seeing it. So that might be a 2-second phone call for a 1-hour game. But it's a good opportunity for me to also do some exercise. So I'll walk around. Usually I walk around and do laps around the oval while they're training. And when they've got game days, I'll make sure I'm there, because that brings all of us together. And usually we all go as a family and watch each kid play their sports. And it's another good bonding thing. So it also keeps you reconnected, like I was saying earlier. Yeah, being present when you're together, and also mixing work things. If you are doing some travel for work, see if there's a way to incorporate bringing your family. And that's exactly what I've done. I've tried to incorporate bringing them, so that way we're here together. We're basically holidaying together. Then I'm doing some work, and then when we come back, we at the end of it, at the night, end of the evening, we meet up. We talk about the day, and then I've been spending some days fully with them, and then some days half working, half with them, and it's a win-win situation. So don't forget your family. Yeah, like I was saying earlier about your parents. How many times have you driven past their house? I know guys, and some of them are on here as well. We've had these conversations. I've had guys on here say they drive past their parents' house on the way home from work, and they don't stop. They think, we'll just go there tomorrow. I'll go there on the weekend anyway. And then, day by day, it actually gets further and further away. You never go. So before you regret anything, make sure that you do go see your family. And I've got one question for you guys before I finish my topic. And that question is, how do you guys deal with this? This is something I battle with every day. So nowadays, my kids are a bit older now, obviously. But I do this thing where I don't know why I can't wait for the day to finish so that I can go home. And I'm just, as soon as it's time to go home, I'm keen to get home. Like I want to go, and just want to get home. And then I get home, walk inside, and then I'm like, all right, I'm here. And then, I don't know, it's like not what I expected, if that makes sense. I'm like, I always want to rush home. I don't know why I want to rush home so much. Like, when I get there, it's the same thing every day. We will see each other, we all, hug, whatever. Then people go back on their phones, people go do their own thing. But it's just funny how I feel like I'm always in a rush to get home after work. So I don't know, does everyone else have that same thing? And why do we do it? Why do we have this urge, like you have to be home, you have to go home, like you can't stop anywhere on the way home, you just got to go straight home. And it's like a race to get home. So I don't know, that's a question I have for you guys. But those points that I just said before, they're some of the points I think that can help make your work-life balance a little bit better. We have a Facebook group, so I'm going to talk about my socials. So make sure that you're following Earthworks Hub on all socials, yeah, especially YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. On Facebook, we've got a Facebook group, and that is growing. We've got over 250 members now, and it is growing. So that group is basically so that we can all help each other. So you can offer solutions, ask questions, give suggestions on things. So make sure you're using that platform, yeah? So if anyone has questions on anything, make sure you go to Facebook and join the Earthworks Hub group. And yeah, if you've got any questions about earthworks or business, or on particular equipment or whatever, even if it's on like property or whatever, anything, building, put that question in and we can all help each other. So that's what the Facebook group is about. Make sure you join it, and yeah, like and subscribe all the other socials. You can also buy merch. Oh, here we go. You can also buy merch on the earthworkshub.com.au website. So make sure you go to the website and buy some merch, such t-shirts such as this. There's a whole range of colors and all sorts of stuff, and hoodies as well. I'm just reading questions here. Sorry, I rush home because I know when I enter the door, it's like the work's done. Yeah, so Brent's saying, yeah, it just feels like you rush home so that you can definitely say the day's over and your work's done, which is true, yeah. So that's a good point. Yeah, make sure if you want to get some merch, you can go to earthworkshub.com.au. If you want to list your business, you can now on earthworkshub.com.au as well. So you can add your business on there. Anything earthworks related or construction related, if there's a category that suits your type of work, you can advertise your business on there. And pricing is going to be increasing. So I did say after the financial year it's going to increase. I haven't had a chance because I've been traveling. But once I get back, I'm going to be increasing that pricing. And I've noticed a few people have actually taken advantage of that since I said last week that I'm increasing. So we've had a couple of new listings this week. So Platinum Training Group from Victoria has has listed. SCC Excavations in Geelong, TWB Earthworks in Geelong, and I think I said Thomas Earthworks from Orange last week as well. So make sure if you want to advertise your business, make sure you go to earthworkshub.com.au, register, click on add listing, and then put your business in there so that people can find you. Give yourself exposure, man. Why not give yourself exposure? National Plant Hire is saying hello. I see Jack Healy's on here. Hello as well. All right, so that was my topic on basically work life and home life balance. Let me scroll back and see some of these questions. There were a couple here. So Reese Close is asking. He was asking, what's the best exposure for a new business? There you go. I answered your question without even knowing. The best exposure is going to earthworkshub.com.au and advertising your business on there. There you go. So make sure you go to Earthworks Hub, Reese, after this and list your business on there, and people will be able to find you. Also, go onto the Earthworks Hub group and put yourself out there. Put up an ad for yourself and or a post for your business, and people can start using your services. Tell them what machines you've got, where you are, where you're located, and then people can start using you. National Plant Hire saying hello. Yes, I am well. I hope you're well as also. Eldersley Excavations is in the house. Hello. We got Richard Brown. Thank you for joining. Has everybody here been to the Earthworks Hub website? If you haven't, you need to go check it out. You'll see all the sponsors on there. You'll see links to Dial Before You Dig, the National Heavy Vehicle Regulator. There's who else is on there? I've just switched it off. There's links to Beyond Blue, Are You Okay, and WorkSafe as well. So if you got any information that you want, you can find out from them. Just click on the links; it will take you there. Here we go. JPG Excavations. Here we go. if you could go back to when your kids were little, would you spend less time with work and more with your kids? That is a very, very good question. And other people are welcome to answer as well. So would you spend less time with work and more time with your kids? I think it would be hard to answer that, because when my kids were little, it just happened so that I just started the business then. So that's when I had to really put in the most time. But the funny thing is, when I first started, I had my 20-ton machine, and for some reason I feel like while they were in primary school, I was home more than once I started employing a lot of people. So when I just had my 20-tonner, I'd work. When we got rained off, I wouldn't work. There'd be times like, a week or two between jobs. Sometimes the subdivisions would say to you, you got to, we've got nothing for you for a week, or wait till they move your machine somewhere, then you get something changes. So I feel like when I just had the one machine, I was spending a lot more time with the kids. So I'd go to school, drop them off, pick them up. And a lot of times I'd be home because I didn't want to work too much overtime. So I'd be home, by 4 or 5 o'clock. But then once I started expanding, I did start spending less time with them, yes. So looking back now, should I have bothered expanding and spent all that extra time? Maybe not. But has it benefited me? Yeah, it probably has. It probably gave me some extra money back in those days, which allowed me to do other things like investing and stuff like that. So I don't regret spending less time with them. But if I could go back, I'd probably say that yes, I would probably work less, spend more time with them. Although when they're like small babies, you can probably say, they won't really know if you're missing that much. It's more when they're probably toddlers and older. But even then, when they're babies too, like I went away for a week or two, and my wife said the kids were going crazy. They missed me even when I was small. So yeah, it's hard to say. What do you think, JPG? What would you say? Yeah, thanks for the reply from JPG. Would rather spend the time with his kids. Yes, that's true. And Jack Healy saying it's a hard call to make. Payments have to be made, and you don't know where the next job is. Yeah, and that's what happens. Yeah, it becomes a bit of a battle. And this is something that I was saying can cause people a lot of grief. So a lot of guys can get down on this because they really, really need the money to keep the business going, to keep the family moving, to pay all the bills. But they want to be home to spend time with their kids. So it becomes like a internal battle. I suppose it all depends on your financial situations. Does your partner work? Does she not work? Or he or she, whatever. So yeah, it's a bit hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question though. Yeah, they're little for such a short time. And it's true, yeah, they are. They're little for such a short time. And that time, I suppose, is important because that's the establishment time. That's when you establish your relationship with your kids and they get to see and watch and learn from you. So if you're not there, they could be missing out. It could be altering their development. So yeah, I think it's a good point. I know someone that told me that he was a truck driver, and I remember this conversation. The guy was telling me he used to be an interstate truck driver, but I remember he was always a little bit down and stuff. And some days he used to come to work like looking frustrated and be on the phone talking to his wife. And apparently some of his kids were going off the rails. And he always said that he sort of blamed his wife, saying, "Oh, it's her fault." But then one day he told me that he feels guilty because he wasn't there. He was always at work or interstate. He said that he felt like he had something to do with it. And I wonder if that can be another problem. If you're not there for your kids, especially when they're young, yeah, you're sort of affecting that development, and you could affect their future. It's a hard balancing act for a lot of us. Yeah, that's what JPG is saying. Yeah, I agree. It is. It's a hard balancing act. And then, yeah, hopefully some of those points I was saying earlier can help people with that. So I know our industry we're known to be these rough tradies, tough. But inside, I know we always have these constant battles. Are we providing enough for the family? Are we seeing them enough? Are we spending enough time with them? Is my partner happy with me? Am I spending too much time away from home? Yeah, it's not easy, not very easy. If you guys are interested in what my studio looks like, make sure you go into YouTube and watch that video, because that is going to change. We're going to be moving house soon, so I'm going to set up a studio a little bit differently in the new one. So yeah, make sure you go and see that if you want to see what it looks like before I change it all. 100% keep it up. Thank you very much. 100%. I love it. No, I enjoy doing this stuff, giving you guys information, sharing everyone's experiences, sharing my experiences. Hopefully all this stuff is helping everyone in the industry. So hopefully I'm making life a bit easier for everyone. And hopefully you're all seeing that we're all in the same boat. Everyone's doing the same crap. And if we can help each other, it won't be so hard on us. You know what I mean? So, and that's like I was saying in some of the other episodes, it'll help with mental health and that, with a lot of guys that are suffering issues, knowing that they're not here alone. We're all here, man. Thank you, Coops, for saying the same thing. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, hopefully when I get back, I can do a couple of more lives during the day. Brent saying keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support, guys. It's good to hear it from all you guys. It's important. Your opinions are important to me, so I like to try and be helpful and think what I'm doing is helping. I'm gonna start wrapping it up. If anyone doesn't have any more questions before I go, here we go. Moe's asking the question. Here we go. Sydney Rockwell saying enjoying the live stream. Thank you. Moe says, any ideas of how to become an accredited sewer contractor? That is a good question. To become an accredited sewer contractor, I can try and find out for you. I don't know what accreditation you need, whether you need to be... I don't know if I think you might need like ISO accreditation to start with. So you need to have all, procedures, all your policies, procedures set up. You'll have to have work instructions for every process. You'll have to have all your JSAs in place, all that stuff before you even think about applying to one of those big water companies or sewer companies. And then you would probably have to, maybe other guys can help here. If anyone is keen to answer that, please help out. So Moe is saying he is keen to find out how to become an accredited sewer contractor. So if anyone can help with that, let us know. But you would probably have to, I would say, be properly insured, have all your JSAs, all your paperwork and ISO accreditation first, and then you might need to go and apply with some of these larger service providers. Is ISO worth it for a smaller company? Sydney Rockwell saying, I don't know. It depends what you do. So I know a guy that did get his ISO accreditation and paid like big bucks to get it all set up. And as a result, he does a lot of council work, and also he does do some like quick, emergency repairs for some of these big service providers. So, and I think that's as a result of having the ISO. So I suppose you probably do need it. Even for Telstra work, you needed it to become like a Telstra contractor. So I think it's worth it if you want to look at working for these big service providers, like all your water boards and electrical companies, and all the major suppliers. So I would say depending on what type of work you're going to do. But for the sewer work and that, I imagine you'd have to have all that too. Maybe try that. Maybe try talking to someone like Greater Western Water, depending on what state you're in. Try and talk to them and see what they say. I am going to start wrapping this up. Thank you very, very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed tonight's topic and take some good pointers out of it to make your work-life balance a bit better. I'll keep you posted on my projects. Hopefully I will be back. I will be back in Melbourne before my next episode, so I'll be back in the studio again. And if you've got any other questions that I haven't had a chance to answer tonight, just put them up in the Facebook group, or hit me up in personally. Just DM me, and make sure you are subscribed on all my socials. That's Earthworks Hub, and I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, anything you can think of. I'm on all of them. All right, guys, have a good week, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care, guys.